Hi, my name is t41s Hunter, and I'm going to give you a brief presentation on MinnowTalk Yealink. This includes navigation, creating a call, answering a call, transferring a call, how to place a call on hold, conferencing a call, and lastly, checking your voicemail. Let's get started. In this section, I would like to highlight how to navigate your phone. This includes your programmable keys, your soft keys, your headset, and numerical pads, and other options as well. On the left, we have our headset, which is high def quality. Right of that, we have 3 programmable keys, one that's registered to your extension, and then on the opposite side, we have 3 more programmable keys. Towards the bottom, we have our soft keys, which essentially change depending on what menu that you're in. So if I click the history button, I see that my soft keys have changed. And click back, and I'm greeted back to the previous soft keys that I've seen before. Towards the left, we have our indicator light, which blinks red anytime you have a call or a voicemail that you've missed. Towards the left-hand side, we have our numerical pad, which essentially allows you to dial internal or external extensions, or even your voicemail as well. To the right of that, we have our toggler, which allows you to toggle between different menus. You can go left or right or up or down. Towards the bottom, we have our X, which allows us to leave a menu, and then the OK, which allows us to select an item. Up designates history, so now you can see all calls that you've made or received. X allows you to X out of that history. To the right, we have our mute button, which places us on mute. Below that, we have our headset, which goes to the back of the phone. Below that, we have our voicemail, which allows us to check our voicemail. We can now type in our PIN. Always be sure to press pound. And then you're listening to your voicemail. Below that, we have our call history again. So if I click that, I'm now greeted with my call history once again. I'm going to X out of that. Below that, we have our speakerphone, which essentially allows us to place a call on speaker to amplify the sound. Left of that, we have our volume keys, which allow us to configure the volume for the headset, for the ringtone, and also for the speaker. This is useful for, say for example, if you can't hear your ringtone, your speakerphone, or your headset. So now I can configure the volume for the headset. Once you're done with everything, you can place the headset back, and that is good. Now let's talk about creating a call. I can use the headset, or I can use a speakerphone. In this case, I'm going to use a speakerphone, and you can dial an internal or external extension. Once you feel comfortable with your selection, you can then press send, and this routes out that call. Now you just wait for the person to contact or answer back, and then once they do, you're greeted with a couple of options towards the bottom. I see that I have 4. 1 being transfer, which allows me to transfer a call, hold, conference, and end call. In this case, I'm going to end this call, but mention the 3 remaining later. Now let's go a little bit more into answering a call. So the first thing that you'll see is your screen light up with a number on it that's basically notifying you that someone is trying to contact you. If you look to the left, we also see that we have a green indicator light, and on top we have a red indicator light that's notifying us that we have a call. In this case, I'm going to press answer, and this allows me to communicate with that person. In this case scenario, I'm pressing the mute button so I'm not having any interference. Now once you start communicating with the person, once the conversation is complete, you then go all the way to the right hand side, and then you press end call, which will basically end that particular call that you're on with that particular user. Now let's go a little bit more into transferring a call. The first thing that you want to do is essentially answer your call. In this case, I'm going to place it on mute once again. And now, once I'm good and ready, I see that I have a transfer button all the way on the left-hand side. I click that, and then type in the extension or phone number that I would like to transfer my item to. I then click transfer, and then that call has been migrated from my phone to the extension that I decided to transfer it to. Now let's talk about placing a call on hold. The first thing I want to do is, of course, answer the call. Now I see I'm greeted with a couple of options, but in this case, I'm going to use the one that's in the second place called hold. I now see that I have the number that is on hold, and then below that, I see that the item is on hold, but if I press the resume button, that allows me to resume that conversation. In this case scenario, the other person is now hearing music, and then once I press resume, they no longer hear that music. Now let's talk a bit more about conferencing in one call with another. The first thing I'm going to do in this case is answer that call. Now that I have that call answered, I'm going to place it on mute. And now I'm going to go to the third key and hit the conference key. This now allows me to type in another phone number that I'd like to conference into our conversation. This could be an internal or external extension. I click send, and this routes out that call to that second user. Once that second user answers, I'm then greeted back with the same menu. I now have a couple of options. I now would like to conference this user in, so I click the conference button. And now I see that I have both together. I can now toggle between the two using the arrow keys. And then I have a couple more options where my soft keys are. I can press split, which splits that conversation and allows me to do one thing to one particular person, like resume a conversation with someone, or swap between those two conversations. Or it can re-conference them in back to where we were before, where both parties have the ability to speak to me. And now I can press hold, which will place both parties on hold at the same time, and I press resume. Next to that, I can click manage, where I can do a far mute, I can remove a user, and I can create a new call. If I do far mute, that places that one particular person on mute. If I click remove, that removes that particular person from my conference call. A new call allows me to add a new call. I am now going to press end call to end my conference call. Click history. Now you can toggle using the down and up keys between different items within your call history. You can click back, which takes you back to the main menu, and then history once again. You now click delete to delete one particular item, option to do a couple more items. You can get more details about a particular item. Go back, options again. You can add to your contacts, you can add to blacklist, or you can delete all, cancel, and then send if you have one particular item highlighted that you would like to contact. Now let's talk about listening to your voicemails. Click the voicemail icon on the right hand side. Now you'll be asked to type in your PIN. Pound is not needed to complete the PIN option. Now you'll begin listening to your voicemails. Once you're done, you can either press the speakerphone, hang up, or press end call to end listening to your voicemails. On behalf of Microtech, I would like to thank you all for watching our tutorial. If you have any other questions, please contact 312-357-0023 or reach us at support@mtusa.com. Thank you.